One more question,
Yeah.
just very brief. All my life, I've known things were going to happen ahead of time. Like when Trump drew his hat in the running deal, I said, well, he's going to be president. And everybody said, you are crazy. And well, I'm crazy, but I'm always accurate almost. Most of the time, I know what's going to happen ahead of time. And what's that about?
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. First of all, you're not always accurate.
Oh, 95%. I could be wrong.
That's not really the point that we want to make. But the reason that it is a valid point to make is because you got to be ready 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 to be ready. So sometimes you'll be in a mode. You see, here's the thing. Are you accepting, we're asking all of you this, that you are an extension of source energy? Say yes, because that matters. And that life has caused you to create a vibrational reality that is in the process of turning into manifestations that others can see. So there is this vibrational reality that's a collective consciousness vortex. And so it is possible for you to tap into that which is your source energy and really understand what's going on in terms of this collective consciousness, especially if it's something that you're not that worried about, or maybe even not that interested in. You're not over here in the manifestation trying to make it happen. Esther's pretty sure that she can watch a football game that she really has no real interest in which team wins, and she can pick one. She always picks the one that's 20 points behind, and she can focus them into winning, and she just loves it. But she can't always do it. In fact, it's important to understand that one who's connected to the stream is more powerful than millions who are not. But you got to understand when you're in the receiving mode, and there's this fine balance about it, because if you get too interested, and then you get interested in being right, and then you get interested in being the one that predicts the future, and so now you're out here on this manifested edge, then often you're not in the right vibrational place. You see what we're getting at? So of course someone can psychically tap in and predict what's coming, because what has already manifested is old news, and what's in the vortex is what's in the process of becoming. And you can read energies, you can tell where the momentum is, and your logic can even at an unconscious level help you to understand what the likelihood of that unfolding is. We think it's a wonderful thing when you are active in your own life, a part of a bigger group of consciousness on the planet, minding your own business, which means tending to your own vibration and pushing against only enough to put more wonderful things in your vortex. And the thing that we most want to say to anyone who's worried about any of that, no matter which side of the conversation that they are sitting or standing on, we'd like them to remember that there is a much bigger game in town than politics. And that's life force. That's energy flowing. That's the energy that creates worlds. That's the resources that are never ending. And sometimes you get so fixated on what's happening that you lose your way from your true power, and then your power of influence is very scanty for a little while. And the trauma that you feel is not because of wrongdoing of other participants. The trauma that you feel is because you've lost your connection to your true power, you see. Well-being is something that is unfolded in a powerful way. And the more contrast that exists, then the more asking there is. And the more asking there is, then the more non-physical attention there is. And the more non-physical attention there is, then the more momentum of well-being there is. And the more momentum of well-being there is, the more you feel dissatisfaction if you're not lined up in that more powerful momentum of well-being. Never on your planet has there been a stronger stream of well-being flowing. So the potential to feel it and to personally know it and to personally tap into it is greater than it has ever been. But it's dicey because you've got your nose. We think you should call Facebook Nosebook. You jump over into the manifestation part of it and don't get yourself centered, and then you lose your way, and then you let the old news of what you're looking at divert you from the new news, which is new in every moment in this vortex, and then you don't feel satisfaction of life, and then you begin to make pronouncements that things aren't going well when they always are. You see, there are always those who thrive in difficult times, and there are always those who don't thrive in thriving times. It's about how you're managing your own energy. And that's the advantage that you and so many of you are to others. As you stand solid and unteetered, unwobbling, unaffected by events that are upending others, as you stand in that secure place, then you're in the receiving mode, and you'll find yourself rendezvousing. And we're not talking about having conversations that change other people's opinions. We're talking about doing for your world, doing for yourself, doing for your friends, doing for anyone who's in a place of wanting some healing of some kind, of doing what your inner being always does for you when you center yourself and quiet your mind enough to allow it. There is a big portion of your planet sleeping every single night. But there's a big portion of your planet not sleeping every single night. When those like you understand that this stream of well-being is flowing in greater abundance than it ever has before, and you get ready to be ready to be ready, so that then you begin to channel it, maybe not through your words or even through your actions, but through your knowing, you make the world a better place. And you can tell when you're doing that because you feel satisfied. Now, there are a whole lot of people who would say, oh, Abraham, that can't be right, because it's always those who see something that they don't like and get pushing against it. Isn't it the protesting masses that always make the difference in the change of things? And we say, no, that has never been true. The protesting masses, they're adding much more to the asking. And when something is added to the asking, then there's much more answering. But if there's not somebody getting ready to receive what's being asked and answered, then things don't get better for you or for anyone, you see. So the more you individually thrive because you know how to, that's how, through the clarity of your example, you uplift others. You're not going to teach them through your politics, or you're not going to teach them through your opinions. You're going to demonstrate through your joyful thriving. Yeah. Really good.